Yo, Vico here. So last video I did a pedal board build of one of my new current pedal boards. I already made some changes, so I'm going to talk about those changes now, and we're actually going to run through the sounds. Let's do it. So starting first, like I said before, we're always going to start with the tuner. I actually swapped the Boss TU3 tuner for my Strobo Stomp from Peterson. The main reason was, if you remember before, I had 5 pedals here, and the compressor pedal was too close to the Boss pedal. And so sometimes when I would hit the compressor, my foot would accidentally hit the Boss tuner, so it would mute the whole signal. So that was the main reason for the switch. So since we are talking about the tuner, let's go ahead and let's tune this bad boy. And as usual, I'll be going through this whole pedal board signal chain and directly into my Victoria Chicago-lux. It's essentially an amp based off of a old Fender 5F11. It's set relatively clean, and I'll show you what the clean sound looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and tune. The cool thing about the Strobo is that it's really accurate. There's a little learning curve, tiny little learning curve. Once you do it a couple times, you get it. But whenever I bring this around other people and they try to use it, it's funny to watch. I'm trying to figure out which way is flat, which way is sharp. And I'm not gonna get this perfectly in tune because, you know, we're just getting close enough for rock and roll here. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Look at that, no reverb. Ugh. All right. So, you know, it's funny. Originally, I was going to go through all the pedals in order as the signal chain is laid out, but I can't do this without reverb. So I'm going to slap on the reverb. So this was actually the first change, coincidentally, that I did to this pedal board. I don't know if you'll remember, but I had the Catalinbread Topanga spring reverb pedal, which I really, really do like. But I swapped it out for this Echofix spring reverb. A couple reasons. One, still a spring. Two, this is an actual spring, and you'll see it as soon as I turn it on. And it's got a bunch of cool settings. Like, you can have it run just wet. So if you're using this as outboard gear, you could do that. Or if you had like a wet dry rig going, you could do that too. Spring drive, bass, treble, and reverb volume, they're all set relatively default right now. So let's see what that sounds like. So just a reminder, this is the dry signal. Here, just to give you an example, this is what it would sound like with a little shuffle. Sounds good. Add a little reverb. You hear that? This is so cool. Check this out. Look at the little view meter. And it's a real spring. Watch. Sorry. All right. So now that we have the reverb squared away, we can actually go down the signal chain here. So next up, we're going to talk about the compressor. This is the Keeley Compressor Plus. It's 4 knobs. You got your sustain, your blend, your volume, and your tone. It's actually pretty cool. They have a little single coil or humbucker setting. Really, that just changes the attack. I never put it on humbucker setting. I like it just like this. I usually like pedals I'm sure you'll notice when everything's close to noon. But the really cool thing about this pedal is this blend knob. So I can set all the different sustain settings that I like, and just add how much of this pedal with my guitar signal do I want to go through. So if you're not familiar with what a compressor does, there's lots of videos out there that explain it much better than I can. But essentially it will control your dynamics, your lows and your highs. So for example, just the guitar with no compression, I can strum it really softly or really hard, and when I slap on the compressor, if I go soft, if I go harder, the sound is relatively the same. Sorry. You'll notice that the sound is relatively the same. I gotta remember to not talk while there's guitar sounds going. So again, just to review, no compression. And now with compression. And the other cool thing that it does, it actually adds sustain. So for example, you see how the note kind of fades away now with the compressor? It just stays. It sustains the note. So this is really cool if you're doing a lot of strumming, a lot of rhythm stuff, or even if you're doing some solos and you want some of that sustain. I really like it. I like to keep it mild. All right, next up we have Thorpy FX The Dane. This is the signature pedal of Pete Honore, also known as Danish Pete from the Andertons YouTube channel. He is by far one of my favorite sort of guitarists, I guess you could say. It's just funny saying that because I didn't know about him until I started watching guitar review videos. But the last pedalboard build, which was this almost identical to this, I had the compressor, I had the RC booster, I had the Bad Monkey, and then I still had the Blackbox. And as I mentioned on the last video, those were sort of my staples: compression, a boost, and 2 different types of drive. So while the pedals have changed on this pedalboard, you know, the layout and my staples are still there. I still have compression. This side of the Dane is actually a clean boost with a lot of headroom. And this side of the Dane is actually a drive. So after that drive, I still have the Blackbox. So really, nothing has changed. I still have my boost, and I still have my drive, and I still have my other drive. And I still have my lovely reverb. And the tremolo and the delay didn't change. But let's go ahead and listen to the Dane. So again, reminder, this is my clean tone. All right, let's do a little boosting. It's such a good pedal. It has this, this is the actual boost. It's a lot of boost. But it has this fat knob, which is essentially lows. Sorry. It does say lows. It's like a fat knob from the J-Rocket Blue Note. Handles just the bass, which is pretty cool. So this is at noon. Love this pedal so much. Next up, we have the drive section. really good drive. And it's super responsive with the volume knob. And this is with compression. Such a good combination. And just for giggles, this is what it sounds like with the boost. All right, next up we have the Snouse Blackbox Overdrive 2. This is actually my newest pedal, based off of a Blues Breaker, which is my favorite style of overdrive. So let's have a listen. Dry tone. Sounds so good. It just adds a little sizzle, you know? Man. And the settings that I'm running right now are the settings that I almost always use. The only time I would change it would be if I'm using a different amp, or if I've got to boost the volume on the amp that I'm using, so I'll adjust it. But these are the settings that I use. I could super glue the knobs the way they are across the board here, and I would be happy for days. All right, so we already talked about the spring reverb. Let's talk about the tremolo. So the amp that I'm using right now, the Victoria Chicago-lux, actually has built-in tremolo, which I love. Tremolo is my favorite effect. But when I use an amp that doesn't have tremolo, I need to have a tremolo pedal. And the Mellow Yellow is probably my favorite tremolo pedal. I did have a Jam Pedals Harmonious Monk version 2, which was really good. It was really good. But I just have such an attachment for the Mellow Yellow tremolo. I wonder why. This is actually a hand-wired one, which is really cool. It weighs a ton. But this is what it sounds like. How can you not like that? How can you not like that? This might sound familiar. I love tremolo. All right, so at the end here we have the Catalinbread Belle Epoch Deluxe. There's a bunch of different versions of this pedal. This is the one I have. It's really cool. It acts like a tape echo. It has a preamp inside, so you can actually hear a little of the sizzle. That's it emulating the, I guess the preamp on an Echoplex. It has a really cool feature, which I'm going to show, and for a long time, I didn't use it, and I was actually scared of that feature because it can get literally out of control. But once you tame it, that sounds really cool. So this is the setting that I have it on right now. You hear that? This is how I like to use it. So that extra feature that I was telling you about is this little button right here. And what that does, it actually throws the delay into oscillation. And if you don't know what oscillation is, I think as I understand it is the delay is throwing the repeats and it's going at a certain rate that the repeats are repeating themselves. And so it goes wild. So have a listen. It's pretty crazy. So how would you use that? This is how I like to use it. All right, I think that does it for now. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there are any of these pedals that you want me to go full in depth with. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this channel. I don't know if I want to go the route of just doing gear reviews with pedals that everyone's already done just to make videos. I'm having a lot of fun making videos of me playing some and making videos of me building pedal boards. But yeah, leave me some comments. Let me know. Do you want me to make more pedal boards? Do you want me to just dive deep and do a whole video on a specific pedal, a specific type of pedal, a shootout between similar pedals? That's about it. Again, thanks for watching. My name is Vico. Welcome to my channel. And I'll see you next time.